Namaste Ji, the most honorable, respected Prime Minister of India, most respected honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. I am MB Nirmal. I am 71 years old. I am a social worker. I worked in Nationalist Bank and joined as a clerk and became the best manager. I received an award from VP Singh, Honorable VP Singh, Prime Minister. And I founded Ex-Nora. I was essentially inspired by Mahatma Gandhi because he got us freedom by involving people's participation. British had arms, ammunition, but Gandhi had people power, social participation. This is our mantra. Another person inspired me most in my life was Patel, Sir Vallabhbhai Patel. I mixed the leadership character to these people, so I have been very successful. I owe everything to these two leaders who are from Gujarat. Because often I say Gandhiji got us freedom, but Patel, Sardar Patel who made it one nation. And we need both these talents, anyone for that matter. And in fact we see Narendra Modi ji as a combination of both Gandhi and Patel. We call you GPIN, G caps P caps IAN. We appreciate you. And we all become your fans. On the day you entered Parliament, you said it is a temple. We all got tears in our eyes. And you teach by example. You don't talk a lot, but you teach by example. And we know well, you never had a chance to go to Harvard. But I tell you, soon Harvard will come. And they'll make a chapter on you, your management techniques and all. And talking about our Honorable CM, our CM, just imagine the kind of vote she got in the election. And people love her so much. And as an environmentalist, we have highest regard for her. In fact, the great admiration for us, I would say, that she knows 7 languages which she can speak fluently, eloquently, flawlessly. In fact, once I happened to interview her when I say also a part-time journalist, how you mastered English. She said, whenever I get time, I read books. I read about 10,000 books. She said, there's a message for all the people. She has a big library in her house. She's known to her family, very close. We are also known to her mother, aunt. We enjoyed her hospitality and kindness. Can never forget. And both of you are almost wear the same leadership hat. And both of you, I would say, level-headed and no-nonsense leaders. So it's time now, good time for you to take up this issue. The presentation will explain you in length. But we made so many presentations. I'm not going to explain the presentation which you're going to see right now. It's an appeal to you. Normally appeal, you can send a letter or album, but it's a video or a presentation. It will really, because the pictures, we can bring so many pictures. Only a small introduction about what the letter, video presentation to you, to both of you, is about the so much spoken in Tamil Nadu is ethnic cleansing, killing of Tamils. But in fact, what was the mind of Rajapaksa is not Tamil, but he doesn't want any other religion than singular Buddhist. His brother Gotabaya has declared it. They don't want any other religion to be there. And they have they give us valid reasons why other religions cannot be there. This persecution is going on. It's persecution not Tamils, it's not only Tamils, but Hindus, Muslims, Christians. Temples are all destroyed. Nowhere in the world it has happened. Even the Muslim invaders have not done that much. You are going to see that picture right now. We also request you, kindly see, there are so many presentations. You may not have time, but one presentation you must see the dual standard of this person, Rajapaksa. The double game is playing. And for the people, your caliber, you never do that. You never mince words. What he's doing, he is very close friend of Israel, is also close friend of Palestine. He has relationship with Iran and also Israel. They destroyed 33 mosques, but he gets arms from Iran, from United Arab Emirates, and he gets arms from Pakistan. There are so many things like this. There's a kind of duplicity. How he is able to see. And Australia gets so much support, but Christians were killed. 500 churches are demolished. 23 priests and nuns were killed. Roman Catholic school children were killed. Many schools children were killed. Christian and orphans were killed. Hospitals were reduced to ashes. So, again, if you take Muslims India and everywhere should know that the Muslims, it is the worst treatment in the whole of the planet, only in Sri Lanka. There's a very big campaign against halal food. I don't think we do it ever in India. They put big picture on the mosque wall. They say it's halal, you eat it. And women, we respect Muslim women. They come with a burqa. The Buddhist monks say, we call them Abuddhists, they say Goni Billa, that means scary person in sack. And they say that. And Muslims, what they do, they have banned construction of new mosque, and they go and attack Muslims and they offer their prayer. Muslims are also killed. In fact, the earliest, as I told, it is not at all ethnic cleansing. You may think as ethnic cleansing. The mind of Rajapaksa says is religious minorities cleansing. The first cleansing happened was in 1915 against Muslims. 40 Muslims were killed. Again, it was repeated in 2001 against Muslims. The point is, somehow, I was able to, I call it mind search engine, mind Google. It has found out all those things. You can see it's a pack of contradictions. European Union giving so much money. European doesn't know that so many Christians were killed. Christian priests were killed. Pope John Paul said, I share the grief of those who died in the St. Patrick Church bombing and St. Patrick's School. Dambula Mosque demolished. There's a news item in Gulf Times. But, it's a warm receipt from United Arab Emirates nations. So a person now is exposed fully. And I want to conclude this. Why this? We wanted to appeal to you. I tell you really, I became emotional when he saw the Prime Minister who is respected by everybody, even US appreciates, as CM. People all voted to their power, sweeping. I don't want to say what they do. It's a lost picture. And it's insulting the entire Tamil population. And they're burning the effigy. They're using so many foul words. So it has to be, the time has come to, and more than, we have one more reason than ethnic cleansing, that protection of religious minorities. And when the Prime Minister does that and CM both jointly do that, I think Hindus, Muslims, Christians, all with folded hands say a big thanks to you, kindly. So if any mistake is there, kindly pardon me. I am elder to both of you, but I learn from both of you. Every day I have something to learn. And suddenly I changed my leadership style when they say, I saw our PM or CM doing this, I learned from them. So in a way you are my teacher. Thank you. Namaste. Namaskar. This greeting I am communicating to the most Honorable Prime Minister of India and most Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Both are great leaders, the right people at the right place. I thought it's the right time to share some information regarding Sri Lanka, which will definitely help in solving this problem. So I also consider that it's a privilege. It's a very novel, unique way of communicating to the topmost leaders via what I call video representation cum presentation. This will be there will be total perception change, which will result in a paradigm shift in the whole approach to the issue. So I'll begin here, and we are going to present you also a number of videos. We request to see at least the one major presentation, main presentation called the disclosure. Actually, this comes in Tamil. The English also will come. According to us, that the Sri Lankan issue problem, we would say that it was due to kind of the supporters and opponents in Tamil Nadu. It's so simple. The solution is here actually, because India, all said and done, India is a major nation which can take decision. So the topic says ஒரு மறைக்கப்பட்ட உண்மை ஒரு புனையப்பட்ட பொய் is equal to 1,46,679. So English translation of it is a suppressed truth and a fabricated lie. Now we deal with the first one, ஒரு மறைக்கப்பட்ட உண்மை, a suppressed truth. Actually, the suppressed truth, if it had been known, the problem would have got solved in no time. The reason being, in Tamil Nadu, for the Sri Lanka issue, we have two sets of people. One, who have been championing the cause. We don't want to say anything wrong about them. But they didn't bring an important aspect to the table or to the world. I don't know why. Once you see that, you'll understand. What I'm sharing is not something new. This has come in most of the international media. It has been described in Tamil Nadu, those who support the Sri Lankan Tamils, they have been telling it's ethnic cleansing of Tamils. That could be the understanding of the people here, but as far as the rulers of Sri Lanka is concerned, their motive is religious minorities cleansing. It's what Time magazine has told, it's what BBC has told. So let us now more concentrate what has been the minds of the rulers than what we understood it. It's been more than about 200 leading newspapers, television channels have told, because when we say religious minorities cleansing, it includes Hindus, Muslim, Christians, who unfortunately happen to be the minority in Sri Lanka, and they are the majority religion. The world population, Christians come 35% and Muslim 23%, and then Hindus 15%. So we are going to say what are the truths suppressed by the champions here who didn't tell it. If they had told it, this will be a global issue. In fact, we are prepared, it's not only for the Hindus, we are prepared separately for the atrocities against Muslims and Christians. Hindus are God-fearing, first disclosure. And Hindus' day does not start without his or going to a temple and offering prayer to the God in the respective home. They mostly keep a God's name to the children. They follow all religious rituals religiously. They don't miss to celebrate any Hindu religious festivals. You are going to see all those things in pictures. They see auspicious time every day, including Raga Kalam, Yamagandam. In all the villages and towns, they have temples. Away are said, don't live in a place where there is no temple. But they have changed their advice as, don't live in a state where there is no temple. Each town has more temples than Indian towns. The world's largest number of temples are there in Kumbakonam, 188 Hindu temples. Next comes Jaffna, 138, much ahead of Kanchipuram, which has only 74 temples. Any place they migrate, the Sri Lankan Hindus, they construct a temple if it is not there. However small or poor they are, they do it collectively. An anecdote related to refugees here, I want to say how they are more, the whole topic is the Ida Hindus are more Hindus than most of the Hindus of the world. That's what we want to prove. So the refugees were there 20 years ago. As the founder of Exmora International, they wanted some help, so I was trying to provide them some toilets. So when he did that, the woman came and asked me, can you construct a Lord Ganesh temple? I said, we can do this, we can't do that. And then left. Next time when I came, some more than 30 people asked me, they surrounded me. They said that they feel fish out of water without a temple, Hindu temple. So you understand this, from this example, it is there in the blood. Here Tamils have made Hindu religion as a global religion. So it's very important. Today, Hinduism, was a great religion. Swami Vivekananda went and addressed Chicago, all of us know. But is it a tall claim to say that Ida Tamils have made Hindu religion as a global religion? There's a proof is there right now, I'm going to show you. The Tamils have made Hindu religion as global religion. They migrate to most of the nations of the world. The first thing after they get employment, they do is that they start constructing a temple The last 20 years, in 34 nations, they have constructed more than 500 temples. No other Hindu of India has done, Hindu section of India, in India has done it, this including the non-resident Tamil Hindus. That's not all. They invite the local people, for example, Canadians, and integrate them with the temples and Hinduism. They send part of their savings to Hindu temples in India. We know many of the temples get huge money from the small savings of a large number of Hindus across the planet. If we are associated 2-3 temples, they get huge money from, not from the non-resident Tamil Hindus, but non-resident Sri Lankan Hindus. All temples have Brahmin priests. They don't start construction without engaging the service of a Brahmin priest. Sometimes the temple construction waits for the arrival of the Brahmin priest. They keep the temples clean, and for them godliness is next to cleanliness. So I would like to say, and again another anecdote happened when I happened to chance to visit a temple in Sri Lanka long ago. I was accompanied by another person. He asked me where from I am coming, from Tamil Nadu. He accompanied me. I said, I am not a VVIP. Why do you accompany? No, sir, you are coming from Tamil Nadu. You may litter inside the temple. So this is an anecdote I want to share, how they are wedded to cleanliness. But, I happen to be now the founder of Exnor International, where we made thousands of streets clean and green by involving the people. All their public charitable institutions will have Hindu as prefix or suffix. We are going to give a list. Without Hindu, there is no institution. These are the names, for example, Siva Kartikeyan, Siva Punyan, Siva Padam, Siva Sankaran. They have Siva, they are very Siva Jnanam Pillai. Who are these people? You really feel sad that these are the people, list of people died due to Sri Lankan bombing. Shanmugam, Skandesh, Kartikeyan, Kadamban, Kadikaman. So these are all the Hindu names for the boys. And again boys, Vignesh, Ganesh, Pilayarappan, Nanmugan. They are all no more. Maybe they went to the god whose name the bear. These are all the women name: Devayani, Shanmugi, Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Parameshwari, Uma Mageshwari. You can see any Sri Lankan name, and the name will definitely have a god's name. You can see just instantly a picture, and there are hundreds of thousands of pictures like this. Which part of India you can see this? This is called Parave Alagu. The whole body is hooked to. They hook the body and hang. And you can see this, another person. Once a year, the war god Kadarkama, son of Shiva, is celebrated in the streets of Colombo. Individuals honor him and pray for his healing and blessing through a rough day of sacrifices. Some worshippers are pierced through their mouths and tongues and hung by huge hooks pierced through the skin of their backs, while others also tongue pierced roll on the way to the temple. Everyone can participate as the audience is getting blessed by self-sacrifice disciples. A hand on the head and some holy dust in their hair, and Kadarkama's strong power might be transferred. It's a holy madness that only Hindus can make sense of and not to be missed experience. This is a newspaper reporting. It's not my quote. But I want to say the sad part of it, this Kadir Kamam now has become Kadar Kama. It's been taken over by Buddhists. It's a sad story. This is a story, historical Hindu temple been taken over by Buddhists. So now we'll see the great Hindu temple towns of the world. So I told you earlier, Kumbakonam tops to 188 Hindu temples, followed closely by Jaffna 138, and next comes Kanjipuram. These are the temples. You must see to believe how they is kept clean, beautiful. All huge temples. Jaffna, Sannadi Murugan temple, Nallur Murugan temple, Jaffna Murugan temple, Shiva temple, Kali temple, Amman temple. So these all the temples are we have a lot of pictures. We are showing only something, I would say representational, not exhaustive. These are all the Hindu temples. So it's a Sambhavami Yugagi. I want to say that the famous Bhagavad Gita I want to quote here, Sambhavami Yugagi. Whenever the balance of the universe is disturbed by external interference from any of its parts, then I reveal myself as a power of eternal balancing for the protection of those who are in harmony and the rectification of everything disharmonious. I incarnate myself at every juncture of time. I believe strongly that the divine force is acting on me. Why I should get this idea when others all fail to notice. This about very briefly, quickly, Sri Lankan Hindus who speak Tamil are natives of the South Asian island state of Sri Lanka. Anthropological evidences, archaeological evidences, they have a very long history of Sri Lankan history, and they lived in the island since time immemorial, even before the 2nd century BC. Most modern Sri Lankan Hindus claim descent from residents of Jaffna kingdom, their former kingdom, the north of island, and Vanimala chieftains to the east. So I would like to say there are two nations. British only made it one, thinking that they'll be kind of a federal structure. They constitute a majority in the northern province, live in significant numbers in the eastern province that are the minority throughout the rest of the country. Hindus belong to Sri Lanka, and Sinhalese, who are Buddhists, came much later from India to propagate and spread Buddhism. So here is the proof that the people of Jaffna are more and greater Hindus. The vast majority are peace-loving and God-fearing. They follow religious duties genuinely, celebrate all Hindu festivals truthfully. So I told already about the temples. Here the puja and prayer, worship, we are going to, every temple has a beautiful tank, water temple pond, tank. It's very well maintained and people do it, take a dip before they go to temple. And they are all musical. And music is something very great actually, you can see. And they are the flower shops, and they have something very important. They have Devaradhana and all the temples have Brahmin priests. Can see from here, Brahmin priests are there and offering Aradhana Arati. And then, I don't know, this girl, see how she's worshipping, I don't know, she's all alive. This is a very sad story. I don't know, this boy and girl are alive. They are praying God. Maybe that prayer has reached us. It's reaching me to you, Honorable PM and Honorable CM. Sri Lankan Tamil Hindus worship is great bhakti. The Sri Lankan Tamil Hindus worship is great bhakti, is what you are seeing. All these people, you can see the pictures of these people who are offering prayer. And they take out fire pots. They are carrying in the hand. And they, self-sacrifice. They do a lot actually. The whole thing, walking on fire is like a cakewalk for them. And then offering prayer by lighting traditional lamp in the temple. Devotees do their prayer together. Diwali is a very great occasion. Sri Lankan Tamils have Brahmin priests whom they revere next to God. No doubt about it. And again, you can see a number of Brahmin priests I can show you. And one of the things they do also take the blessing from Brahmin priests after they finish their worship. Many Brahmin priests were killed. This is a case of a Brahmin priest killed. Also his two sons who tried to protect Lord the idol which the Sri Lankan army wanted to demolish. They were all killed here. An army officer doing prayachita by going to the temple and offering a prayer. Anyway, they have countless festivals, all and more rituals and customs. They have the Koli. They have a lot of we call Rangoli, Kolam. They excel as great as that. But breaking coconut, I did not see anywhere in the world like them who do that. You can see how they do that. In the morning suddenly you can see on Friday some 100 people or 200 people come, each one breaking 108 coconuts. And Go Puja is a must in all the temples, Go Puja. And a very important thing, in the temple when you go, you must remove your shirt. They're very important in Sri Lanka. And they all roll. They roll with a coconut in their hand. You can see how sincere. See the women on the back sitting. They roll and see this Sashtangam, Anga Pradashanam, Panjaga Namaskaram, Shastanga Namaskaram. They all do that. With all that, why they were killed? My only question to the other part, the first part is the people I told who suppress some truth. Other people spread some lies. Do you think these people could be extremists? Come on, look at them. And it's a false propaganda is being made, a handful of people. But unfortunately, they are opinion makers. So opinion makers say, people believe it. So opinion makers will have a tough time because they are going to be questioned. Now, it's not only the Tamils were killed. We are going to see that. The second part, we will see this. So here, look at the woman, how she offers Diwali festival, very great occasion. So this all, this you will see in Kadirgaon and all, hundreds of people doing that. When we take an injection, we tell, we are very worried. But look at these people. Look at their kind of, it goes on a tractor like this. So I would like to say, we have to spread, if those who want to spread Hinduism, the best role models are the Hindus. I am showing you these pictures. They are all offering prayer. I am pushing these pictures, Karagatam, Kavadi, this is all part of their life. You can see the women, with Vibhuti, Kungumam. They won't be there. They have this Pongal festival. Even youth also pierce their body. Now the body is all pierced by bullets. Sad story. They have every temple as a temple car. Can see their religious, because it's all not been told. actually, I'm going to the next part. How many temples were destroyed? You're going to see that. So this is all the temple festival, and can see various kinds of Magaocho. They put in Tamil and Sinhala. You can see there. Festivals, fine arts, Vilakku Puja, lamp puja. You can see temple as these girls all happily dance before Lord Rama. I don't know. These girls are still alive, but we wish only they are alive. Look at this woman. Are they still alive? I want to ask you. I want to ask the people of India, what is the mistake they did? I don't know. Trust against the Tamil Hindus and Hinduism at a glance. So what all has been done? So it's very important. Hindu schools were reduced to ashes. Hindu students were massacred. Killing of Hindus, nearly 120,000. That is information, including kids. 90% of them were massacred in the last 3 days of the war. The Hindus minorities cleansing up. Hindu women were gang raped. Hindu families were wiped out. Hindu Brahmin priests and their family members were killed. 1,723 Hindu temples were demolished. Hindu's most sacred Kadirgamam temple was taken over by Buddhists. The lakhs of sacrileges and desecrations of Hindu divine god idols. Hindu temples were converted as Buddhist temples. Tamil Hindus and Tamil Christian lands and buildings were grabbed, including temple and church lands all grabbed. You're going to see all the pictures. There's a large-scale militarization, colonization of Tamil areas by the army and singular Buddhists. Hundreds of Arasamaratu Pullar. Very, very sad story. Best way, Hinduism. Hinduism is a simple language. You can have a Lord Ganesh beneath a ficus tree. Go and offer worship. Ganesh doesn't need a building. Pampers. But now, to the horror, Ganesh idols have been removed. Buddha idol is sitting. Because the Buddhists say, beneath tree means it should be only Buddha. Because Buddha got enlightenment under Bodhi tree. That's what they say. They can have both gods, but they insist that only Buddha should be there. You can see how they, first you see arrest imprisonment of Hindu gods. These god idols are all stolen regularly, and they are all kept in a dungeon actually. These are Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, goddess Durga, and people steal. When they steal, they come in the guise of Hindus and steal it. So next few pictures when you see better they steal it because they destroyed the idols. And this is a very sad story was, this Durga was defaced and vandalized on the very next same night. And what the singular Buddhists did, they spread a rumor, Muslims did it. They want to create a clash between Hindus and Muslims so that they fight and happily, they kill each other, they can happily watch. Fortunately, there's a tip-off, they are told that this was vandalized by Buddhist monks. So you can see, I think it will hurt the feeling of any true Hindu. This all, and some of them were very ancient statues, some centuries old. This all been fate of Hindu god idols. You can see it will be very painful. This I am pushing it fast, and it's all broken. And so look at the God legs are there, completely broken. And I want to say to our information what we received from the people who told us, at least 20 Hindus committed suicide because they could not bear what happened to the god idol. They could not bear that. It's again broken. Now we go to the next point, destruction of temples. 1725, we want to show you, the art will break, but so we want to show you only few. So I want to say temples trampled, fate of Hindu temples, all destroyed, ruined. Temple land grab. What they do, military, Buddha, they all go at a procession, they grab land belonging to Hindu temple and also Christian church, both they do. So people say, they're all afraid, they do that, they will be arrested, killed. So land all already, Hindu temple land, they put a fence there, they occupied already. Not in Hindu temple land, Hindu's land also occupied. Attumiri Buddha Salai Vaipadarki Edurpu Perini. I want to translate. They oppose of keeping Buddha statue, in the place of Lord Ganesh statue. And I know this is a matter I want to appeal. I'm not trying to instigate the Hindus, but I want to say Hindu means peace, and it's a place of where we are from. Birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi, India. Lord Buddha, a new method to replace Lord Ganesh. It has been done. Lord Ganesh thrown out of pedestal. You see that here. The placard reads, in the place where Hindus live, why do you construct Buddha temple? So they started constructing at a massive scale. Already many people died, so these houses are all occupied by Buddhists, singular Buddhists, and also there's a large scale of what you call throwing the people out. There's a photo where people are sleeping on the street, whereas the singular Buddhists are occupied, they're sleeping inside the house. All these atrocities are happening. Conversion of Lord Ganesh temple as Buddha temple. So you can see that here Lord Buddha is sitting where Lord Ganesh was there. And this is all going, India, such a big nation nearby, how these people are doing like that, and it is happening that here, it is not that only against Hindus, this Mary's idol, it's there very long time, they say 1,000 years old. So they removed that and put a Buddha there also. And you can see, this all, what they do, the one you see on the left top, this one is what you call a Hindu temple. They constructed a tomb to hide the Hindu tower. It's all happening. And again, you can see beneath the tree, Lord Ganesh removed. And another place, Lord Ganesh removed the sign of Buddha that's kept there. So there's a people, Dinakadir, it says how they fast removing. I can tell you because it's in Tamil. They replace Hindu sacred idols and all with Buddhists. That's what they say. So they, this Kotakeni Pilliyar Koil is 200 years old, and people love. We have great attachment to this Lord Ganesh. So now they put a Buddha statue. So they are given a long report, newspaper report. There are so many reports are there. Actually now this whole appeal to the Honorable Prime Minister and CM is that how we are going to protect the religion, Hindu religion, Islam, Christianity. In fact, India should take lead to protect all the three religions under very serious threat. And there are separate presentations which we request the Honorable CM and PM to see. 33 mosques were destroyed and 500 churches. So these all the pictures are there. Christians are killed, Muslims are killed, all they are given statistics. So conversion of Hindu temples, Buddhist temples. So you can see the picture, it's all self-explanatory. And this is a ancient Kadirgamam temple. It's a very lengthy article. You can pause and read, request both the PM and CM. If you have time, kindly see that. Because it's very, very, very famous, world famous temple, Hindu temple. I would say it's as great as Lord Balaji temple of Tirupati. But it's Lord Shiva's son, Kartikeya. But name is changed, all the Buddhists have taken the... now they made a global religion. So I told that they made a global religion, and particularly I would say BJP should be very happy. The reason being, nobody has done it. I'll tell you honestly, nobody in India has done it like they have done it. You're going to see quickly pictures. These are the temples. The Sri Lankan temples are constructed. I'm pushing it fast. I'm showing only some of the temples. Actually, they lost all the temples, but they made up by constructing. They lost their motherland, but they were beautiful temples there. So it's a place for them to assemble and celebrate festivals together. So Nallur Kandasamy is a very famous temple in Sri Lanka. Its replica is here. So they made a replica. It's a kind of a constellation. Muruga, Muruga is very important for Tamils. Everywhere you have Muruga, Shiva, Vishnu. So wherever they went, they constructed the temples. All these temples, I'm showing only, this is all representational, illustrative, not exhaustive. I want to show. These are all the temples constructed. And more important thing is that in many countries, what they do, they ask the people of the local people, particularly the foreigners. They are local people, these people are foreigners, but for example in Canada, you see a Canadian, they are all integrated with Hindu religion, they told about Bhagavad Gita and all, they are brought. So it's a long list of Hindu temples. In Jaffna, I'm just pushing it fast. So only to say these temples are there very much. Kilinochi, Ovinia. And our CM is highly revered and respected in India, in Tamil Nadu in particular, but these atrocities, they used wrong words. And you won't believe that this has really made us, all of us, angry, particularly ex-Nora members, all very angry, upset. And also the Prime Minister, who is now set an example. And as somebody told in a meeting that he didn't study in Harvard, but He is himself an Harvard. That's what people said. And there's a book called What They Don't Teach in Harvard University. Even people from Harvard used to read it. Some MBA students said they are going to write from what our Prime Minister is doing, what Harvard University doesn't teach, but what Narendra Modi is doing. Same with our CM. She's a person who can speak 7-8 languages so well. We call her a green CM. The CM was understood the environment better, and very many sessions of Exnora all accepted instantly by her, implemented by her, and people have absolute faith. Now these two leaders, I shown this. So ஒரு புனையப்பட்ட பொய். So we are going quickly. I told you the two sections of people of Tamil Nadu. The Sri Lankan area Tamil got sandwiched with the two sections. One section who never told about 1,725 temples were they never told. Never ever told. I don't know why they didn't tell. You should ask them, but they didn't tell. Should have told it. Should have told it. Number two, the other section, they told LTT took arms, so government should take corrective action. Innocent people will die. But this response is people are not willing to buy this response, because you are going to see it's not just Tamils. You will see it yourself. I'll show you quickly. So killed were Christians, Muslims, Hindus, human rights activists, media persons, journalists. Media persons, the world record people killed are Sri Lanka. Somebody wrote about one of the Rajapaksas. Within a week he was killed actually. So aid and social workers who went to serve in Sri Lanka were killed, and political opponents and government office, honest government. So the point is, it's wrong to say by some of the people here. I don't know why they say what make them say that, we don't know, but we are not going to tell the names of both the people, both sides. Unfortunately, the area Tamils got sandwiched between two sections of Tamil Nadu. One supporting them. When they support, they should have told the right thing. But those who oppose, they are fabricating. Now you are going to see this is a very long presentation where you can see we have taken bites from the what you call the media persons, journalists. The media people killed were all mostly many of them are Sinhala Buddhists. One Lasanta, one of the great editor, Sinhala Buddhist, was also killed. And the cat is out of the bag. Whatever he thought, whatever he had been thinking on, what has happened, what's happening in Sri Lanka is totally wrong. But the truth is, it's cleansing of Christianity, Islam, Hinduism by the Sri Lankan government. So, this Mr. Gotabaya Rajapakse, he told in a meeting that, we believe the Buddhist clergy, you are here to protect. And, he gave a green signal. What happens in the morning, they gather, and when they hear the Buddhist temple bell, they go and attack a Hindu or Muslim or church or mosque, they do that. So now, who says so? So you're going to see. So affected religions, minorities say that, this is the newspaper who all said it's religious minorities. So let us, the main change of the perception is, it is not just ethnic cleansing, it's religious minority cleansing. It will lead a paradigm shift. South China Morning Post, Headlines Today, Time Magazine, BBC, Channel 4. These papers in Pakistan, Middle East, all published, left Australia, Christian papers, all published it. This all we are given in a main presentation. Either Hindus say, stop killing innocent Tamil Hindu kids, there is a demonstration. Muslims say, Sri Lanka government enemy of Islam and Muslims. And Christians, who are these people? So the point is, they are not Tamil Christian. These people are holding they are all singular Christians. When 30th January 2014, Christians say, don't kill us and stop tie with. It's all, you can see the women, they're all Hindu women, not extremists. And Rajapaksa killed 1 lakh innocent. Again, they're all housewives. And human right for all. Another woman is holding bold, it's called Children Say about children rights. This banner by Muslims in London, one of the important places, it's an eye-opener. Attention President Rajapaksa, we need justice for brutally attacked mosques, churches and temples by Buddha Balasana. Really we appreciate the Muslim brothers. They didn't just fight, they voice out against demolition of mosque, but they also say about churches and temples. These factors are all overlooked by the people who have been championing this. We want to bring it to the notice of the Honorable CM and the PM. This lone woman in Canada, Sri Lanka, number 1 in killing civilians, journalists and aid workers. I think she has done it about 2 years ago. And journalists and media protest. They all protest because they are being killed systematically. The papers can never write. Nowhere the world is happening like. So the people who support Rajapaksa sitting here, they must make a proper homework and talk. So they support Lasanta, 5 years since the killing of Lasanta. So this all again done by singular Buddhists. They are protesting actually. Aid workers, not British aid workers, and French aid workers, and the Red Cross, they are all killed. Actually the anger, why the government was angry, government is attacking somebody, these people help them. Actually, government wants the people attacked by them to die. So aid workers were kind of a headache, so they were all finished. You can see this Google, and you can see kind of disclosure, being Muslims are attacked. It's all there. Churches, so many churches, school children, Saint Roman School, Saint Anthony School, school children. They are not LTT, they are not extremists, they are not militants. And here you can see human rights activists. They are all killed. Yeah, Reverend Father, one of the best human rights activists killed. You can see Christian priests alone, 24 priests were killed so far. And here you can see media, they are killed in a very brutal way, media. And how they are killed, it's not, as the supporters of Sri Lanka in India talk, they use chemical bomb. In fact, United Nations brought out this, used chemical bomb against their own subjects, their own civilians. And there's a report, like Dublin report and US report, all that say civilians were killed. So they are not same like, what I want to say, at least they are the same tribe, but they are not the same tribe. And Sri Lanka used cluster phosphorus bombs. And യുദ്ധത്തിൽ റാണുവിത്തിனர் phosphorus ഗുണ്ടുകളാൽ താക്കിனர். Tamil people. See this, what happened phosphorus bomb? But look at the women, I don't show it long. This is all the chemical bomb. Their color turned dark. They make a pit, they push all the children. You can see a man standing nude behind. We have covered his private parts. So children are ready, like a slaughterhouse. They are going to push them there and then shoot them. And come on, the children, they are children. After all, children. Tamil Hindu girls gang raped and killed. What they do, they don't kill just like that. They kill, they are really merciful. They take iron rod. In Tamil, we say sudu porus. 1 week they do that. So the punishment, when it is given an army officer, then they carry out. 1 week the number of women, they are all made nude. They are given burns and they are killed. You can see, because we are showing only a few pictures. The biggest, I would say, a matter to be taken against Sri Lanka. Here we want to say why Sri Lanka is not allowing UNHRC. UNHRC, the terms of reference is ethnic cleansing of Tamils. But the moment UNHRC they go inside, they'll find out it's not ethnic cleansing. It's opening Pandora's box. Because they will find the people killed were human rights activists, journalists, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, aid workers. They show so many terms of reference. What they do, they kill women, rape them, leave the body, take the photo and put it on the website. I think the world women should rise as one and protest this. And the women, you can see how they were raped. This girl, 12 years old girl, and gang raped and killed. And see how people all cry. And they're all children. They were all, so they say Priya. And you can see, Priya, they say she was a LTT TV news reader. I don't know how she was recruited, but she was there. But she is a very ardent Hindu devotee. She prays Lord Krishna. Not a day will pass without her praying for Lord Krishna. The top 3 pictures you see with a vibhuti, she is, tambura doing. Here, the bottom you see, she's been stripped off. Soldiers all undress themselves. And the video you see is a competition. Who will rape her first? So this is happening, friends. A small nation blackmailing, and she did not show them the place. And no nation can support Sri Lanka, because Sri Lanka, there's going to be a voluntary boycott of Sri Lanka goods by the Hindu, Muslim, Christians world over. The same fate will be there for any nation which tries to support Sri Lanka. So if you want to see how the children are all killed, they are children. They are not militants. They are killed. They are killed with a shot at navel. Do you think this child is an extremist? Killed. And dedicated innocent school going into Tamil girl students. They are all school children. They are killed. Children killed. and children all take a hiding. Cruel killing of Hindu youth. This boy was, they put petrol, made him dance, and he died. 5 students, youth, were discussing about temple festival. They want to help the temple. But the horror was, the army came and shot them at the temple. So temple meaning has 2 meanings there. They hit here temple. So these are children and they are all killed. And girl students, so Hindus kill. There are a number of harrowing photographs. So the point is that this all how they given torture. I don't want to show this. This will affect anybody's mind. So I'd like to make an appeal now. I'll make it a little better to the Honorable PM and Honorable CM.